good, y'all? I'm Jerry, about to check out 10 catastrophic flops in WWE. These videos by WrestleMania. When I think of flops, I would have to say somebody like Jack Swagger, who they kind of pushed a little bit, but it didn't work out. Somebody like Jinder Mahal, where he was a complete jobber before he even left WWE, and he came back and they made him WWE champion to try to bring in that India fan base. So we about to see who else WrestleMania has on this list. We're on the road to 2K subscribers, so give me there if you want. Give me there, and let's hop into this video.
The key to keeping WWE fresh and current is new and innovative ideas.
Yep.
Throughout WWE history, several ideas have been presented in WWE that have
shit was annoying,
flopped, either from a creative
and it lasted longer than it should.
WWE management fully expected these ideas to be extremely successful, but they weren't. And WWE prefers that these colossal failures are never mentioned again.
Raw Underground.
Oh, we're obviously going to mention them. So join us now as we look at 10 of the biggest.
What year was it?
In WWE
was it 2020
history.
or 2019? Was that 2020 when Raw Underground was on?
Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out WrestleMania.co.uk and our own wrestling channel. Incredible.
What we got? Number 10.
NXT Kids. Due to the immense popularity of the black and gold brand
when
in
was
2015, WWE decided to launch a spin-off show for NXT. NXT Kids would be a show aimed at a much younger demographic.
I never heard of this.
Feature matches, but predominantly focus on fun segments such as WWE trivia and kid-friendly humor. The show would even feature literal children on commentary with Corey Graves, which could have been a unique way to appeal to the target audience. But only one episode of the show was filmed, and this was never even supposed to air, but someone in WWE
I never even heard of it.
So footage of the pilot is in circulation.
Damn.
It's rather rare for WWE to scrap a show just after one episode, as they traditionally prefer to give things a couple of months before scrapping them altogether. Nevertheless, it was clear that Vince McMahon wasn't liking what the NXT team offered and subsequently decided to scrap the concept completely. Number 9. Indian expansion. Now in 2017, WWE shocked the world when they decided to make Jinder Mahal WWE
That was a failure
champion.
right there.
Mahal was WWE's resident jobber, so naturally it took fans by surprise that Mahal was now at the top of the WWE ladder. The reason for making him champion was that they wanted to expand in India, and Vince McMahon was of the belief that if Mahal was champion, they would have much more financial success. WWE planned on having a super show take place in India on December 2017, but they decided to take the title off Mahal 1 month before the show. This was backwards thinking from a business perspective, as fans had already survived months of his lackluster reign and they could have easily put up with it for another month. The super show in question would be main evented by Mahal in a huge match for him against Triple H. But in typical WWE fashion, this was a match which Mahal lost. Reports from the show indicated that the attendance was around 70%, which was significantly lower than the prior year. The experiment had ultimately been a huge failure. What WWE aimed to achieve was handled completely wrong and was delivered with naivety and spontaneity. Number 8. Stand Up for WWE. In 2010, WWE launched one of the most unusual PR campaigns ever. The Stand Up for WWE campaign was focused on WWE ordering fans to stand up for WWE when they were attacked by the media. Former Chairman Vince McMahon would even release a video message where he stated that nearly 600 full-time WWE employees, as well as its 140 superstars, all work for one reason: to put smiles on people's faces. The inaccurate media reports about our company are not only injustice, but an insult to our millions of fans worldwide.
Get the fuck out of here.
The WWE pushed this heavily. They got every single wrestler involved in promoting the campaign, and they would even produce an infographic detailing how fans can support the company. This PR campaign flopped. It showed how desperate WWE were, and it was scrapped after a few short months with no explanation. Number 7. The Junior Division. A WWE
I really never heard of this.
Elements to Raw and SmackDown is always welcomed, as it keeps the show exciting. This was seen in 2005 when the WWE introduced the Junior Division to the SmackDown product. It was set to feature major names such as Paul London, Brian Kendrick, Billy Kidman and Jamie Noble. Fans were excited for the concept, but when Johnny Ace was put in charge of hiring new talents for the division, he made a huge blunder. For whatever reason, he decided to hire exclusively midget wrestlers, and WWE had no choice but to present the division with these hired midget wrestlers featured. The idea, though, was a huge failure, and the division would be scrapped completely within just a few short months. Number 6, WWE Studios. Launching in 2002, WWE Studios had been around for the past 2 decades.
Yeah.
For the most part, the movies that WWE had produced
They weren't bad.
commercial and
They was pretty good movies.
Whilst there had been some successes, WWE Studios had a rotten reputation for putting out the worst of the worst, and in 2014, WWE's financial records offered a frightening insight into the WWE's movie division. It was reported they had lost $35 million with WWE Studios, which makes it one of their worst financial losses ever. In recent years, they've drastically altered their approach for WWE Studios. Their output is heavily reduced, and they only work on projects when they know they can make a return. It took years for WWE to realize that this was the approach needed, and it was simply a project that Vince McMahon refused to give up on. Number 5, WWF
I remember
New
that
York.
back in the day.
Unbelievable success at WWE during the Attitude Era, they decided to open a restaurant in Times Square, New York, simply known as WWF New York. The complex WWE rented for the restaurant featured a retail store, a nightclub, and a viewing area which would show every single WWE pay-per-view. Whilst the idea on paper sounded great, the idea was incredibly expensive to run and operate, and WWE ran the complex later renamed the World at a loss for years. In 2003, Linda McMahon announced that the WWE-themed venture would be closing. She would claim that this was so WWE could focus on other avenues, but in reality, it was because the venture lost WWE over $20 million.
Damn.
Number 4, Raw Dark. WWE's flagship show Monday Night Raw has been on the air for almost 3 decades, and in that time there have been some ideas implemented on screen that they would like fans to forget. On the 20th May 2019 edition of Raw, Mick Foley came down to the ring to make 2 announcements. The first announcement was that the introduction of the infamous 24/7 title, and the second was a drastic change to the 3rd hour of Raw. Foley would imply that the 3rd hour of Raw would be much darker and grittier moving forward. This actually excited fans, and it was a smart move which led to lapsed fans coming back to the product. However, all WWE did was dim the lights for the 3rd hour. Fans felt insulted that this was WWE's plan, as nothing had remotely changed. The idea lasted just 2 weeks before it was never alluded to again.
That's crazy.
Number 3, Vince Russo's grand return. The landscape of 2002 in WWE was altered forever when they introduced the brand split. During this time, WWE, specifically Vince McMahon, made the brave and bold call to bring back Vince Russo. Russo was lead writer during key parts of the Attitude Era, but his reputation following his disastrous run in WCW wasn't exactly the best. Russo came in with a ton of new ideas, and most of them were absolutely horrendous. Russo wanted to strip The Undertaker of the WWE title for no reason, and he wanted to bring back DX, even though WWE were planting the seeds of Triple H and Ric Flair joining forces to create Evolution. It took just a matter of weeks before McMahon realized the error of his ways. According to former head writer of WWE, Brian Gewirtz, McMahon personally apologized to him for bringing Russo back, which was a rare instance of McMahon addressing a direct failure.
Damn.
Number 2, WWE Virtual Reality. The idea of WWE using VR technology for their programming is an exciting concept. In 2018, they began to put together plans to execute this idea during live pay-per-views. The first time VR would be available for fans was during WrestleMania 35. WWE were reluctant to make a big deal out of the technology being available, and this led to fans speculating that Vince McMahon didn't understand what the WWE were even offering. Following WrestleMania 35, the idea would be put on hold for undisclosed reasons. That was until Survivor Series 2019. This would mark the last time to date that WWE would use the technology for a WWE event, and it was never made clear why WWE fell out of favor with the idea.
It didn't work.
It likely came down to financial reasons, as the cost of implementing VR on live programming is very costly, and the returns on this investment may have forced WWE to abandon the potentially game-changing project. And number 1, John Cena NFT. One of the ways WWE wanted to make money off John Cena's 2021 in-ring return was with NFTs. This ultimately, though, would be a huge failure, so much so that Cena himself had to address what went wrong. Discussing the NFT saga during an appearance at Florida Comic-Con, Cena revealed WWE wanted to put together a once-in-a-lifetime fan experience. This kit is not just a kit, it's the belt, the clothing, an autographed picture, an autographed canvas picture, and an NFT. When it came up with the face value for what it cost, it came up to around $500 to $600 retail value, and then threw in the value of the NFT. I talk a lot about failure. This idea failed. Why is it $1,000? Because myself and the folks at WWE thought $1,000 was a fair price point.
No.
We were wrong. We were absolutely wrong. This shirt is number 0500. I thought with a value like that, the 500 will be gone. We sold 37 of them. It was a catastrophic failure. I designed all my stuff. I was super proud of this. I love the design. It's one of those instances where I put my heart and soul and did the design and was really close to the work and pieces and market research. Yes, it seems fair. I think it'll be good. It sucked. It absolutely failed. I took a chance and missed. I'm sorry because it's obvious that people like the design, but it's way too much.
Damn.
But there you have it, folks. 10 of the biggest flops in WWE history.
Alright, y'all, great video, man. Some of this stuff I did not know about, and it was more so from a business standpoint, financial standpoint, actually, that some of these flops happen. But overall, man, let me know what y'all thought of my reaction to this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace. I'm out.